Greetings and welcome to Nathan Nile Official. My name is Nathan Nile. If you've never seen my face in a video before, this is my personal channel where I record vlogs, reviews, and anything else that happens to catch my fancy. It's dark because it's late and I have really bad lighting in my house. My apartment. But for some reason, there are no light sources on this side of the apartment. They're all over there. So when I film at night, if I want it to be bright, I have to put the camera over there, directly under a light source. Because the only light that comes to this side is either, from that light bulb over there, or from this window. And there's no light coming from this window. Anyways, let's get to the important part. I saw Justice League. I never wanted to watch this. Batman vs. Superman was such a horrible disaster. I haven't wanted to see any of the DC live action since. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge DC fan. I prefer DC comic books. I know far more about DC characters than I do Marvel. And when it comes to animation, I feel like DC still owns the animated universe. But live action, Marvel definitely has a huge step up. DC is still kind of learning their way around this game. They've had a few great hits here and there throughout the years. But I feel like they're very far from building, anything quite as intricate and complex as the MCU. I watched Justice League today only because I was flipping through the channels looking for something to see, and I happened to see, it's airing today, and I was like, fuck it, if I'm gonna crack on it, I should at least watch it first. And honestly, shockingly, it was better than I thought it would be. That being said, it's still horrible. Is it the worst live-action movie that's ever been made? No. But that's only because DC has such a long history of making horrible live-action superhero movies. A lot of them. There's a whole lot of things wrong with this. So let's start with the parts that I enjoyed. It was funny. There, that's it. Video over, we're done. Bye. No, it was funny. Some of them, there was a lot of jokes they put in there on purpose, which definitely landed with me. And there were other things that just cracked me up because, oh my god, they thought this was a good idea. Wow. They got a long way to go before they reach MCU status. But I put this in the same category as Batman and Robin. The George Clooney movie that people don't want to admit still exists? Yeah. Here's my thing. Batman and Robin is an underappreciated movie. It's a masterpiece, really. I enjoy Batman and Robin. The secret is, don't think of it as a superhero movie. Think of it as a bad YouTube parody of a superhero movie. And just laugh. Just laugh the whole time. And you'll be able to enjoy it. I feel the exact same way about Justice League. It's one of those things that, solid premise, there was good acting, but just at the very core of it, I feel like it's a script written by people who have no idea what the hell they're doing. It's and it's visually very stunning, very well put together, except for the action sequences. The action was there was parts here and there that this is fun to watch this fight. The slow-mo is me personally, I'm not a huge fan of slow-mo in general. But yeah, here I feel like the majority of it is just there are times when it does work and it does help to enhance the story. But I feel like just in general, everything to do with Flash and him using the Speed Force kind of just Yeah, that was the whole thing felt off. Yeah. But I'm trying to think of good things to say, and then I just but then I stop. So yeah. Well, here's the good news. I feel like could it have been worse? Yes. Shockingly, I feel like it is. I've seen horrible movies. It is somehow possible that this movie could have been far worse than it was. But could it have been a hell of a lot better? Yes. That being said, I feel like the whole DCU, or whatever they're calling it, it was doomed from the start. Because I feel like, half the reason they're doing it in the first place is to try and match Marvel, to try to compete with them. And I feel like that's the wrong reason to do anything. Do something because you actually believe in it. And if you really, I feel like if they did believe in it, they'd have a better crafted story. There's just, there's just a lot going on here. There's a lot. Good news on the one hand, I definitely feel like I have to see Aquaman just to see how badly they fucked that up. But at the same time, I never want to see Aquaman ever. Because holy shit, this movie was horrible. Well, I'm thankful I didn't spend money on it. And was it worth the wait? Yes. I feel like I could have waited 5 more years before I ever saw this. Hell, let's wait 200 more years and then I'll give it another shot. But yeah, I just felt like saying something. It's like the best compliment I can give about this movie, other than the fact that it had me cracking up, the entire time, was that hey, I felt like talking about it, and I think that's always good for that when a movie just gets you talking, and gets you thinking. 'Cause like as a storyteller, there's nothing I love more than having my brain stimulated. I haven't been feeling that inspired creatively lately. But after watching this movie, I feel like I have to sit down and write something because I know I can do so much better than this. And it pisses me off that there are people getting paid millions of dollars to write garbage like this. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyways, yeah, that's my opinion. Like, I feel like the only people who should ever watch the live action Justice League are those diehard DC super fans. And even then, watch it once just so you can say you watched it, and then go talk talk to your friends about everything they did wrong and everything they could have done better. The Also in their defense, there was only so much they could do right coming off of the heels of Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice was not a good movie, and it didn't really set everything up that well. It just like when I heard it was gonna be Batman versus Superman, the first thought in my head was that they were gonna do the Dark Knight Returns. I know it's been adapted multiple times, but it's a damn good story. I'm okay with them just copy and pasting the Dark Knight Returns, and just starting the starting the franchise from there. So, but I think because of what Batman versus Superman ended up being, they're stuck in a very bad place. And without just, having them get transported to an alternate universe where that never happened, then I just don't see any way of them really fixing this cinematic universe. And I sincerely find myself hoping that it just kind of dies off and they just stop making the movies. Scrap the whole project. Let's pick it up again in another 5-10 years, start from zero. Especially since apparently they've got the Twilight Sparkle vampire, they're doing Batman. I really don't. I don't understand how anyone could think that would be a good idea. I mean, get the werewolf guy, the brown skin one. He looks more like what a Batman should be. But whatever. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. You're wrong, but you're welcome to disagree with me. Comment down below, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And till the next time you see me, my name is Nathan Lyle. Have a great week.